Hey everyone, I'm Trevor, and today we're at Disney California Adventure for an April crowd update. We're gonna walk around the park, show you all the rides, show you the congestion points so that you can gauge just how busy it is. So let's get going. And we are gonna begin our crowd update over here at Incredicoaster. We're also once again trialing the Joby microphone. I have a slightly different camera setup that might work a little bit better with it. Plus I've got the volume down on the microphone. I didn't realize there was volume the last time I did one of these microphone things. And so giving that a shot again. The queue is pretty well full, but there's still plenty of space down towards the bottom there. And the lightning lane over on the far side doesn't look super full. And I'm not sure if this is a single rider line, it might be. But it really doesn't look too bad. If I have to guess, it's probably like 20 to 25 minutes. And it's posted at 20 minutes. That's exactly what I was thinking. So this looks pretty good. Last time we did our first Disney California Adventure crowd update, it was spring break. So this is, anything's gonna be better than spring break. This is looking pretty good so far. We've only done one ride. Jesse's Critter Carousel, I'd be surprised if it's anything higher than 5. It's not. 5 it is. And here's just a quick look at the line. Yeah, there's hardly anybody in. You'll make it on the next round. That's basically what it's like. This tends to be a congestion point, but it's not too bad right now. Of course, here at Pixar Pier, Toy Story Midway Mania is going to be the most popular ride in this part of the park. And I see that this whole area right here is open. I'm sure that whole room is full. It says it's a 65-minute wait. I saw it on my way over here to take a look at the line. I don't think it looks 65, if I'm being quite frank with you, like maybe 40. I think 65 is grossly over-exaggerated, but you never know what the lightning lane situation is like, and that's going to be a huge important factor in how fast this line moves. Just another walk down Pixar Pier here. It lets you see some crowd levels. Not too bad at all. Pixar Pal Around, I'm not gonna look at the sign, I'm gonna walk right through. On our left we have the non-swinging, and it wraps around the outside edge down by that concrete barrier. And then on the right hand side we have the swinging, which goes up into this point right here and then splits to the left and to the right. So it's zigzagging all the way up here. That's actually quite a long line. I want to say 45 minutes for possibly both. That's just a guess. Well, it says 30. And I mean, the swinging, this section right here off to my right is going to move twice as fast until it reaches the split. And then it'll go a little bit slower. So maybe 30, but I mean, this looks really long for 30. I'm not sure that that would be accurate. The non-swinging side also said 30. And I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind is up next. This one's going to be one that we can't help but see the wait time before we see the crowd. And it says 20 minutes. 20 minutes for that attraction. And this is what 20 minutes looks like. Could be worse. When we were here for spring break, I felt like they were using all of this. Could be worse. Could be much worse. I still feel like a bit like a fish out of water with doing these DCA crowd updates. This is only the second one that I've done. We've done Disneyland ones over and over and over again, but gauging the wait times at Disney California Adventure is a bit harder just because I've never really thought about it before, especially since we usually come through this part of the park first thing in the morning when there's no lines, so it's harder to gauge wait times and things. Silly Symphony Swing says it's a 5-minute wait, and I'd believe it. This is the only bit of line that I see, and it doesn't look like there's hardly any line at all for the tandem swings for the Littlies, so that would be great. You can see it going up there. Looking over here at Jumpin' Jellyfish before we swing over to Goofy Sky School, there's actually a lot of people in line. for jumping jellyfish. You know, I spent the whole morning over at Disneyland before hopping over here. So the first 3 hours of the park at Disneyland, and Disneyland looked pretty dead comparatively. And then we come over here and it looks quite a bit busier. That's probably because today is a Star Wars night at Disneyland, and so anybody with a single day ticket without a park hopper is going to be coming to DCA today because they don't want to miss out on like early park closure for Disneyland. Despite the line, it does say just a 10-minute wait. Now we'll backtrack a bit to Goofy Sky School. I can't help but see that it says 25 minutes, but that whole line is full. Might be a tad longer, more like 30, but it is probably pretty close to accurate. I've seen them use this extension over here, and when that's in use, it's probably like 45. And then they even have extra extensions over here. I mean, this attraction can get up to an 85-minute wait if they use all of these extensions over here. Next up is the Golden Zephyr, and surprise, surprise, it's a 5-minute wait. I mean, that's pretty typical. This ride doesn't get much higher than that. I know. I've seen it at 10, maybe 15 at its worst, but 5 is pretty average. On Friday, we will have a construction update that comes out here on the channel, and I mentioned the fact that Little Mermaid's entrance went back to the front of the attraction. And so we're going to take a look at the crowd levels now. I do see it wrapping on the other side there. There's a lot of people in line for aerials. Of course, with lightning lanes, it is going to make this a lot longer. Man, what could I guess if this is completely full as it is? 30? I mean, 30 is like my gut reaction that I want to say, but I mean, that line is still going. It could even be 35. Once upon a time, Little Mermaid didn't get longer than a 25-minute wait, and when it was standby only, and you knew that the park was packed if it was a 25-minute wait. Like, that is just kind of how we used to gauge it. But now, with it being on Lightning Lane, yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised to find out it's 35. But the line doesn't really come all the way over here, so that's good. There's the new Lightning Lane scanners right there, and then on the other side here, that's the standby. Okay, color me shocked. It says it's a 20-minute wait. I had to look it up on the app because, like I said, that sign wasn't working. But 20 minutes, that must mean there's like hardly any Lightning Laners. If that line is just 20 minutes, it means that it's moving really good. There's hardly any Lightning Lanes. So, you know, you could look at a line, and if there's no Lightning Laners coming through, it's going to be shorter than you could expect. But then if there's a whole slew of lightning lanes, it'll be longer than you expect. So these sort of videos, when I do them, you should just treat them as guides at best. You know, you can get a feel for how crowded something is. But when we're playing the guessing game, it's just that, it's a guess. And right now we're back by Grizzly River Run, and this is part of the queue. Nobody over here. It is overcast today. It's a bit chilly. I took my jacket off earlier when the sun started to peek out, and then the sun went behind clouds again. And like I said, it's a bit chilly. I would say 62, 63 degrees, cloudy, a bit windy. And I know that that sounds probably warm to some of you that are coming from other parts of the country, but it's still not exactly water ride weather. Waterfall! I love coming over this way. I don't come over this way often enough. You can just walk back here just to walk back here. But since we're doing our crowd updates, I gotta look at the line before I see the standby time. I still feel like there's hardly anybody in line. I mean, clearly there are people riding it, but look, that boat's only half full. So, yeah, I don't think that I don't think that this is that long. Maybe 10 minutes max. Woohoo! I was right. 10 minutes for Grizzly River Run. Of course, this path back here that leads up to Soarin is usually a good one for some nice, spacious walking paths. Never too congested back this way. And it's always just a nice, relaxing walk through the National Park feel area. Monorail! Extended queue not in use for Soarin'. Wouldn't expect it to be. It's not spring break. But I do see quite a bit of people in line all the same. Let's see if we can go through this way. Can we go through this way? I think we can. Oh, this is great. Nope, we can't. But we can at least get a better look at the line. Oh, 35 to 40 minutes still. That's what I'm saying, 35 to 40 minutes. Oh, I was wrong. I can see the wait time. It says 45 minutes. Yeah, I mean, this ride is very slow loading, so 45 makes total sense. 45 minutes there for Soarin' around the world. Walking down Sunset Boulevard, and we're gonna get run over by a trolley if I don't move in a second. And he's dinging at me. He's dinging at me. So we'll get out of the way. The walkways, you know, the walkways are looking really good. I feel like the walkways, most places aren't congested. The lines are still a little higher in some regards than I thought, even though the wait times seem to be more in line with what I would expect. Maybe just a lot of people aren't buying Genie Plus today. I know I feel like I keep saying that, but I'm just still kind of confused as to what's going on because it doesn't look packed. It really doesn't. But then those lines look a little longer than I think they should. As we approach Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue, it behooves me to mention once again that the best way to ride this ride is actually with the Buddy Pass. If you don't mind splitting up your family, you can take 2 people, sometimes 3. You just have to, however many you can fit in a third row. It says 60 minutes. Yikes. 60 minutes, potentially 55. It's like halfway between for Mike and Sully. Let's see if we can see the line over this way. This is as close as we can get to that line there, and I mean, yeah, it's too hard to tell if 60 is accurate, but I'd believe it. This ride is a pretty slow loader, and so yeah, Buddy Pass definitely the best way to go here. Once again, how does the Buddy Pass work? Walk up to the cast member at the front of the attraction, ask them for the Buddy Pass. They'll give you this piece of paper. You go in through the exit, and again, they will let you take 2 or 3, however many people you can fit into the third row of the vehicle, and you'll be able to bypass a lot of the line. Essentially what happens is it's like single rider where they just want to fill that third row. If they can't find a party of 2 in the standby line to fill up that third row whenever there's a party of 4, so to speak, you know, give or take. And so it actually is very fast. Very, like the most I've waited is 10-15 minutes, and that beats the 60-minute standby any day. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is next. There's another Guardians of the Galaxy ride that I prefer over this one, and it's called Cosmic Rewind, located in Disney World's Epcot. I'll be riding that in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited. Woo! That line is quite full. Oh, they're starting the extended. They're opening up the extension right now. That's how much crowded it is getting. Really full in there. Guess, 45 minutes? And the wait time is 65. I undershot it. Wow, see, I am just having a hard time today. I've stood in line out there before where it's only been 25 minutes. Granted, that whole area hasn't been full like that, but still, it only looked like maybe twice as bad. That's why I went with 45. 65 though. Maybe just a lot of lightning laners, I guess. A lot of lightning laners. There's some lines we don't generally look at, but this is the line for the Iron Man meet and greet, in case anyone's interested. Now, Iron Man isn't always here. I mean, Iron Man always meets in this exact spot, but it's sometimes different characters, so it's not always Iron Man. Quick look at Avengers Campus as we approach Spider-Man Web Slingers. There's no shows going on right now. It would be a lot more crowded, and this is actually getting fairly congested as we get close here. But it would be a lot more crowded if there was a show going on. I did just see the line says 40 minutes, but see, I would have said much longer than that because the queue is all the way over here and it's sticking out of the line, unless they're just not using the whole queue, because this looks really crowded to me. The other possibility here is that it was 10 minutes ago and it just hasn't updated yet. That's always a possibility. You know, the one nifty thing about the microphone here, and I hope that it's working out this time. This is a Joby microphone, just to remind you. The company sent me this for free just to trial it, and of course talk about it here on the channel. So I'll mention it a couple of times. I enjoy it so far. It's got this nice little windscreen here, but I feel like the best part is I can lift my camera way up high, and I don't have to like look towards the camera and shout. I can turn it to the right. I'm still walking forward. I'm still looking forward. I know you can't tell, but I'm talking just normally because the microphone is, you know, situated on my chest. And usually I just deal with the phone microphone. So this is the first time that I've actually utilized a professional wireless microphone, and I quite like it just for that purpose. After I've had some more time with it and experimenting with all the different features and things, I'll do like more of a formal mention spot for it so that you can learn more about it. We have one final area to visit, and that's going to be Cars Land. Here's just a quick look up that walkway as we turn down into Cars Land. It's a little bit dreary today, so not as beautiful of a vista down this road as it normally is, but still always something special to walk down into Radiator Springs. And first up we have Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, posted at a 20-minute wait. Let's get in there and see what that looks like. Well, there's the line where they split you off into different corrals in order to get on the ride. And then the line goes over here and wraps back that way a couple of times. But yeah, I would say that's probably 20 minutes. It does look 20 minutes. This is probably the one ride that to me actually looked like what it says it is. Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters. Of course, we're gonna do what we did last time. Bypass the front of the line and see if we can come down here and look at the line. I remember why this didn't work last time, because most of the line is inside the building, but we at least know that the line is going into the building here, and so it can't be like super short. I feel like this ride averages around 40 minutes, so let's just guess 40. And then we'll have a look here up at the sign. Yep, it's the average, 40. And oh, yeah, here we go. Here's a look at the line on the inside. This whole portion is open at least. Oh man, I almost told you at the beginning of this video that I actually was here. I ate at Flo's V8 Cafe for lunch today, and I was gonna start the video off in Cars Land, but I decided not to give Radiator Springs Racers a chance to reopen, and it looks like here we are almost an hour later and it is still closed. So Radiator Springs Racers can't give you a wait time. Bummer, it's down. Well, that's it for our time here today at Disney California Adventure, giving you a crowd update for the month of April. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button. If you have questions or things that I didn't talk about in the video, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer them. Click this video to keep watching. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.